When I was a girl, I didn't feel the need to learn English. I think I assumed everyone spoke Spanish because around me did. I wasn't the girl watching MTV or cartoons in English. In my mind, Mickey Mouse only spoke Spanish. my first my first real exposure to English was through my cousin because she loved the Backstreet Boys. She had one of their CDs, and I thought it was pretty good. So I started listening, music like "Tell Me Why I Never,"
Yeah.
voice music. Um, I have a boyfriend in university who helped me a lot. He said, Julie, stop. This is not the way to learn English. Forget what you learn in school. Start with a dictionary, learn proper pronunciation, watch everything in English, and start singing. I never really did the part of singing. For the past 6 years, I have been speaking English daily for my job. My main challenge was feeling confident discussing work related topics, but I feel uncomfortable when asked about everyday life. I just needed more practice. So, in this case, this is the first episode in English in my podcast. Maybe we will have two episodes in English during the year, maybe just one, but let's try. Okay. So, for me, learning English is not about enhancing my resume. It's about exploring the world, solving problems, simplifying things in my life, and having customers around the world. So I'm Yulexis Blanco. You can tell me Yuli, an enthusiast of personal growth and empowerment, an assistant engineer, speaker, and professional coach. Throughout my career, I have worked with numerous teams and organizations, and I have learned that truly feeling good requires understanding what is happening in our life, setting clear goals, and diligently working towards achieving them. I work with you to define your objectives from the beginning and understanding both your company and personal goals because I believe in the balance, okay, between personal and company goals. My commitment is to guide you through the process, continuously measuring your progress in a personalized program. And I look forward to helping you on this exciting journey. It's important that you know since June 2023, I launched a newsletter where I share strategies on how to adapt and apply agility in our daily life for benefits and for personal growth. Professionals with LinkedIn account can follow my professional profile and subscribe to this newsletter. Additionally, since February, these live events have been available on YouTube every month and also available on my podcast on Spotify, Paz Interior, Éxito Exterior. In this event, we explore different topics that obviously I like to talk about that, but there are challenges that we have today. And I have some persons and experts who have much to share. So I'm very happy to introduce you to Sheila Dumebi. Sheila, she is
Hi.
yeah, Sheila, she is 45 years old. She is from Nigeria in Africa. She has been teaching English for over 12 years and has taught in several countries in Asia, including South Korea, Mongolia, Vietnam, and Russia. Okay. She currently teaches in Beyond English. Beyond English is a company that you can share in on Google, and I recommend Beyond English. She enjoys playing video games and has a fondness for eating ice. So thank you so much, Sheila.
Thank you. Thank you, Yuli. It's nice to see you again, Yuli.
Yeah, because I know Sheila because I was a student in Beyond English, right?
Yeah. And you were my students for a brief period.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have to say that you have an amazing energy that you
Thank
reflect.
you very much. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Sheila, this will be a conversation with the idea of sharing with my audience and all the people the benefits of speaking more than one language, right? In this case, the focus will be English, right? So, Sheila, I have many questions
Okay.
about you and about this, but I want to start with where is Nigeria? Where is the official language? I know that English is official language, but I want to
Yeah.
know with you. And
Yeah.
what is the biggest economic activity in Nigeria?
Okay. Thank you for having me on your program today. I am super, super, super excited to be in here today. Okay, back to your question. I am from Nigeria, like you know. Nigeria is in West Africa, okay? And Nigeria is, our official language in Nigeria is in English. Yeah, is English. Although we have a street English. We have two types of English in Nigeria. We have the pidgin English, the street English, which everybody speaks, both educated and non-educated. Everybody speaks, and
Mhm,
we have the main English, the Queen's English, which everybody speaks also, which some people speak who are educated. Yeah, Nigeria was colonized by the British. Okay,
mhm,
that is why we have the Queen's English. Yeah, we also have different languages in Nigeria. We have more than 500 languages.
mm.
More than 500 languages. For example, my
Five
language is,
hundred.
yes, my language is different from my husband's language.
Mm,
Yeah, my language is different. If I speak, my husband cannot hear me, and if he speaks, I will not hear. So that makes everyone in Nigeria speaks English.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. So we have that. So Nigeria, like you know, Nigeria is one of the biggest countries in Africa.
mhm.
Okay, and our main source of economy in Nigeria is basically oil.
Oil.
Oil, yes, it's basically oil. We are in Africa. I don't know. I think we are about the highest producers of oil in Africa. Okay, I don't know if there's another country that produces more than us. I think maybe Saudi Arabia also.
Mhm.
Okay, but they are not in Africa. But in Africa, we are the highest producers of oil, and that is our major source of income in the country. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, Sheila,
Yeah.
because when you was speaking, I was imagining India. India, they
Mm.
have a lot.
Exactly, exactly. Nigerians are just like the Indians. They have a lot of languages that they speak, but their official language is English. Yeah,
Yeah.
the official language is English. So in Nigeria was also like that. Yeah, I think the population in Nigeria, I think Nigeria is overpopulated. If you
Mhm.
ask me, the population of Nigeria is about 200 million people.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, 200 million people. We are Nigerians are fun-loving people. Okay, they are super fun-loving people. If you are perchance to be with a Nigerian, you will not, you will miss them. You will not want to leave them because they are fun-loving. They have a lot of activities. We have the best, the musicians in Nigeria, the artists in Nigeria. They are super. We have good actors and all that. So yeah, we are all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
The
It's good.
showbiz in Nigeria is super awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool note about this,
Yeah.
because I think that maybe there are a lot of people that know that.
Mm.
But in case if you don't know about that,
Mm.
you can say now that okay, I have many activities. Nigeria have many people, and the official
Yeah.
English, as you say. Um, yeah, this is good. This is good to know because in my mind, I say that,
Mm.
for example, Venezuela. That I'm from
Mm.
Venezuela. Venezuela
Yeah.
is in South America, in the top
Mm-hmm.
of South
Mm-hmm.
America. I think that we can understand or we can learn English in the school,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
But as my history was not that good, but yeah, it's possible that we can learn in the school in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And the economic, this is a good question. The economic, I think this is
Mm-hmm.
like the oil. We have
Mm.
different situation right now, maybe,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's cool that we have some common.
Connections. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
thing
If you
that,
ask me,
mhm.
I think Nigeria and Venezuela, they are almost similar.
Oh,
Mm, they are almost similar. In as much as we are the highest producers of oil in Africa, we are
mhm,
still struggling. We still have some problems in the economy. In
mhm,
the government, we have bad leaders, which is normal in today's world. Yeah. But it's, I think, the same thing, almost the same thing is
mhm.
happening in Venezuela. So I can say that Nigeria and Venezuela, they are almost similar in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
aspect.
It's not good for the similar,
Yeah.
but we can connect
Yes.
and understand that maybe we are very long, but we have
Hmm.
very common points,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so Sheila,
Okay. Hmm.
what was your childhood like?
Oh,
How many siblings do you have?
Oh, interesting question. My childhood. I grew up in a state, in a small state
Okay,
called Delta State, and
Delta.
this state is the oil producing state in the country. Yeah. So I grew up in that state. Yeah. I remember I was born in the late 90s and in the late 70s. I was born in the late 70s, and
Mhm.
growing up was so much fun. So much fun.
Mhm.
Okay, I remember then that we used to play on the streets. We didn't have the opportunity to have the internet that we have now, but we used to play on the street. We love each other. I am from a very big family. Yeah, my father have 11 of us actually.
Oh,
Yes. My father has 11 children, and my mom, out of the 11, my
mhm.
mom had only seven of us. She has seven of us. My
Okay.
father had extra amount, five from other women.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But we all are one big family, one big happy family. We used to connect every weekend to talk because we are all scattered everywhere in the world. We have some people in Nigeria. I have some of my siblings in the US and the UK and every part of the world. So we used to connect to keep in touch. Okay, yes. My childhood was fun. I used to be a tomboy. Do you know
Hmm.
what is a tomboy?
Tomboy, what is that?
A tomboy is a girl that acts like a boy.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I used to be a tomboy in the sense that I loved because I had three older brothers. I had three
Mhm.
elder brothers. So I usually think that there was no difference between a boy and a girl child. So I
Mhm.
used to play with them. I go to the soccer pitch with them to play football and all that. I remember then my mom will tell me, "Hey, you are a girl. You are a girl. Don't be with the boys," and all that. So then there was no difference between a boy and a girl in my mind. We were all one. So we
Mhm.
will go out and play and come back together. So as time goes on, my mom started teaching me that no, as a girl, you're not supposed to play soccer.
Mhm.
You're supposed to learn more of the art. You're supposed to learn cooking and all that. So yes, but it was really, really fun growing up. in my country, in my state, and in my family. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Remember that memories, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cute, funny, funny
Hmm.
childhood, and this is a good connection with me
Yeah.
because I think that I'm a tomboy too. So yeah, in my family, uh,
Yeah.
it was more girls. Okay,
Mm.
my family
Okay.
is many women in the
Mm-hmm.
in general. And but I remember that in the school, for example, that I want to play a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
soccer, and not only just play the cooking,
Yeah.
play that we have to use. And it's good that you remember that was very funny and was very
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
country, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
talking about family,
Mhm.
you say that your family is big.
Yeah.
I think that mom and dad have very important or principal activity in our life. I think that. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you think are the values that they shared with you?
Oh, the values that my parents shared with me. Oh, we have one thing in common. We
Mm,
are Christians.
Christian, okay.
Yeah. So they taught me the Christian. They taught they we all grew up in a Christian way,
Mm-hmm.
uh, trying to teach us the principles of right and wrong, and also we have one thing also that is love.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, my dad, in as much as he had
Mm-hmm.
other wife, or when I say a wife, it wasn't in my country, it was allowed, or it is still allowed. Some people practice polygamy where
Okay.
they have other women. Okay, it's still allowed, but he still loved my mom a lot. So he they taught the whole family love.
Mm-hmm.
Love must exist in the family. It's when I grew up, I saw them showing themselves a lot of love. In as much as the country is not an affectionate country like Chile, where they show affections and all that. No, my country is not like that, but you can see that in my family. So we have love. We pray together. My mom always says that the family that prays together stays together. Okay, so they taught me that. My mom always say that it is not a good thing
Mm-hmm.
for a girl,
Mm.
okay, to smoke.
Okay.
Okay, for a girl to smoke. Not just a girl. Smoking was prohibited in my family. So it's stayed in my mind while growing up that no, smoking is out. So it made me never ever smoked even while growing up. Okay, yeah, here everybody smokes, no problem, but for me it's okay. I don't smoke. So I learned that from my parents also. Yeah, those are the things, that little things that my parents taught. We share that value a lot. Every time Christianity, it is the best thing. And I am passing that also to my children.
Yes.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
this is something that we learn in the house with mom and
Yes.
dad.
Yes.
Christian, this case
Yes.
same, but
Mm-hmm.
Christian, the love that is very
Mm-hmm.
important in
Mm-hmm.
general for family, friends, and
Mm-hmm.
all. The love, and you say that not smoking.
Mm.
This is a rule,
Yeah.
basically.
No smoking.
Yeah, yeah, and
Mm.
it's good to know because in my case, I think that the work was
Mm.
the most important. You have to work. You have to
Mm.
do the best in your
Mm.
work. Yeah, from my mom and my dad.
Mm.
The love is important too. The love is important,
Mm.
and I think
Yeah.
that I connect that when you say Venezuelan and Nigerian, that they
Mm.
are similar in that. I think yes, because our family is the most important.
Yes. Another thing I remember right now was that this was my dad saying, he says that if you must be the best if you must do something, if you must do anything,
Mm-hmm.
try to do your best in it. So you have to be the best in whatever you're doing. So I remember growing up, in college, in school, if then we used to have a position in schools. Okay, their grades. The first person, this is the first in class, the second and third. Yes, if you fall below the third,
Mm-hmm.
my dad will be very angry with you. My dad will be like, no, you must do your best. You should be among the first best three in the class. So it was like a competition in the family that we must stay in the high position. You
Mm-hmm.
must stay in the high position in school. So if you
But
have to do, yeah, if you have to do anything, make sure you are the best in it.
never feel like a bad competition with you. Like I have.
No, not a bad competition. It's a competition with yourself. Oh,
Hmm.
no, I have to do well. I have to know this. I have to come out well. I don't
Yes.
have to fall below these grades. I don't have
Mm.
to go below this grade. I have to stay ahead. Okay. So it makes us read more. It makes you to love studying.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, of course, then there was nothing like video games then. Okay. So we read more. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
read more than those days. So now, yes,
Yeah, this is
we,
good. This is
mm,
good that you mentioned, because sometimes
mm,
people can understand that you have to be the best, and you have to do whatever you need to do it
to
in
do the and be the best. No, that's not the case. Just have to do your best.
your
If
best.
you fall below the third grade, of
Mm-hmm.
course, my dad will not be happy. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to make your dad happy. Okay,
Yeah.
you want your dad to buy you a present. Okay, because if he's happy, he's gonna get you something that you wanted. So you will make yourself work hard.
Mm.
Okay, work hard, put in your best, work hard, and expect a better grade and a good present from your parents.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is amazing, Sheila, and I
Mm,
want to use that moment just to remember, guys, that if you want to understand what drives us, is key to
mm,
personal and professional growth. If are you ready to transfer your career? So I have a career coaching program that you will have some modules like the values to understand or to identify and align your personal and professional values, prioritization and delegation, master of the art of prioritizing and delegating to maximize efficiency, agility versus speed, because you can create a plan to achieve your goals with agility, effective results, strategically plan, apply techniques to this plan, consistently achieve your goals, analysis and improvement, where you can identify opportunities for continuous improvement, creativity in actions, and you can finish with embracing feedback. If you want to know more about this, you can visit www.dementeagil.com. You can follow me in Instagram at Demente Ágil, or you can send me email to info@dementeagil.com. And okay, continue with you, Sheila.
yeah.
I know that you are married. I know that you're married. How was your life before and after that?
Okay, so okay, I think I got married immediately after my university.
Mhm.
Immediately after I finished university, I
Okay.
got married. So I would say that my life before the marriage,
Mm-hmm.
I was still young. I was still young. Okay. I'm trying to remember my life before the marriage. I'm trying to remember my life before the marriage. It
Mm-hmm.
was simple. It was okay, like normal. Yes. But after the marriage or in the marriage, because I am still in the marriage, I am in the marriage. I've been married for 14
Mm-hmm.
years right now. Yes. And it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember. Okay, before the marriage, I would maybe if I need something, parents will provide. When I got married, I I got married and I traveled out to Korea to start working immediately.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then I knew that life was different. It wasn't the way it, it wasn't the way I became mature, like kind of, yes, taking responsibilities, now taking my own, making my own decisions and all that. I don't need to go back home to tell my dad or ask my mom about it. Now I have to discuss with my husband. I have another life partner that I discuss with. It hasn't been rosy, it hasn't been all sweet. Okay, it has been like a roller coaster. You have an ups and down, ups and down.
Yes.
Yeah. And the marriage had produced three wonderful kids.
Mhm.
Yes. And like I said, we are still learning because, yes, I dated my husband for a long time before we got married.
Yeah.
But the life we lived before we got married wasn't the same life we were living when we got married. Everything changed. Everything changed. Okay. Yeah. You started seeing the other parts of your partner. You started saying, like, why is he talking like this? Or why is he behaving like this? Or why is she doing this way? Or why is she saying that? It becomes it becomes it becomes a different ball game. But all the same, all the time we try to work together, we try to like come together, ask ourselves questions. Why did we act this way? Why did we say what we said? Why did we do what we did? And all that. And we always have a room for corrections. We have
Mhm.
room for feedback. We have room for reflection and move on. Okay. Yes, it hasn't been, like I said, it hasn't been easy
Mhm.
living with a different with another person, which is my husband. It hasn't been easy. We were from different culture, different tribe, different language, different everything, but living together, learning each other and all that. It has been sweet, sweet and bitter. Yes.
Ah, it's cool. Cool
Yes.
because you started like, okay, how was my life? Normal, young,
Mhm.
normal, simple. You finish with amazing points that people can
Mhm.
follow because, for
Yeah.
example, I'm single and I want,
Yeah.
okay, I have a music that say, not sure if you remember, that say, dear future husband.
Exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, but you have to understand that the life change, but not for bad things, no.
Of course, we
You,
grow.
yeah, you grow and you say you can, this is
Hmm.
together, do
Hmm.
questions or ask questions, and
Hmm.
why, what, this is very important
Yeah.
in a married life.
Yeah.
And you say something very important, the feedback, the
Mm.
room to discuss.
Yeah. We have a room for feedback. Sometimes I remember
Mhm,
my mom saying that we shouldn't always go to bed with without resolving any
mhm,
problem. If there's
mhm.
any problem, we must resolve the problem before we go to bed. Yes, sometimes I get so angry. Sometimes I like go. I don't want to talk about it. I go to bed,
Mhm.
but yes, but I'm a kind of person like that is when he makes me angry, like my husband, when he makes me sad, I speak out. I tell him immediately, like, why did you do this? And if he says I'm sorry, it's okay. I
Mm.
forgive and we move on. Okay. But if he says no, it's not me, and no, it's not you, we start having arguments. That's where the argument happens. Okay. So sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I am the one at fault. And if I don't think I am, if I don't see it as my fault, I will also argue with him. No, it's not me, it's you. And it also will linger. But in all, when everything is calm, when
Mhm.
everyone has thought about it, we calm down, we go to the bedroom, we talk about it. This is not good. This is not good. Initially, when we got married the first time, I always tell my mom, look at what he said, look at what he did, look at what my mom said. Don't talk to me. Don't complain. Don't come to me and tell me about what he said or what he did. No, you saw him, you loved him, you decided to marry him. Okay, so you have a problem. Two of you sit down and find a solution to the problem. And since then, I stopped calling my mom about anything. So when we are angry, we are sad, yeah, we give ourselves time to cool off.
Hmm.
Cool off. Then when we are cooled, yeah, we can calm down and talk about it. So, babe, why did you do this? Why did you do that? And all that. Yes.
Yeah, because it's difficult to live with somebody in the same
Mm-hmm. Of
house,
course, it is. It
different
is.
activities,
Mm-hmm.
emotions. So this is a
Mm-hmm.
point that you mentioned
Yeah.
because is really interesting how you can maintain because you mentioned 14 years old.
14. Yeah.
14 years old. So this is a good point, guys, that if you're or listen. The,
Yeah.
so do you speak more language as well as English?
Oh, that's another thing. I have lived in different countries.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in different countries. I've lived in South Korea. I've lived in Mongolia, Vietnam, Russia, and some inner Mongolia, that is a China.
Uh-huh.
Yes, in all these countries, I was learning the languages.
Okay.
I learned the language to a point. I will leave and go to the other country. I learned the language to a point. I leave to another country. Yes, I understand some of these countries or some of these languages. I understand,
Mm-hmm.
but speaking them right now, no.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish, I understand Spanish. When the Chileans are speaking, if they are speaking really really slow, I understand. But if they are speaking really fast,
Never
I
happened.
don't understand. I don't understand nada. Yeah, I don't understand. Speaking, yes, I am learning to speak also. It is not an easy language. It is difficult. I always my life has always been around English, and now that we are working on uh, online, working from home, it's always been in English. Okay, yes, I speak only my native language. I have my native language. I speak my native language. I
Mhm.
speak the Nigerian pidgin English and also English. These are
Oh,
the three main languages I can say I speak. Yeah.
yeah, this is a good question because you live in many countries,
Yes.
so it's different. Maybe people think that you have to learn or you have to
Yeah.
speak, but you change. You change,
I
right?
changed. By the time I learned this language,
Mm-hmm.
I moved to the next country. I started learning, and I get another job, another opportunity in another country, and I moved to the other country. And that is how I have been moving. It also affected my kids. It's
Okay.
also affected my children because by the time they are trying to settle down to learn the new language, oh,
Yeah.
we are leaving this country, we are going to the next country. And they
Mm-hmm.
go to the next country, they are settling down, they are learning the language, we are moving to the next country. And that is how we have been moving. But now we are here in Chile. We are not moving for now. We've
Mm-hmm.
decided to live here, then the kids are speaking Spanish better than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they are speaking Spanish better than me. Yeah, and yes, everything is okay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I understand
Mm-hmm.
speaking sometimes. Yeah, my pronunciation is still I'm still finding it difficult to pronounce correctly,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, I'm making progress.
You are in the process, in the progress, and
Yes,
this is something very important because I remember when we connect in the first time that you
yeah.
mentioned my children's they are different
Mm-hmm.
country, they have
Mm-hmm.
different passport, and this
Yes.
okay, how is that? Share with
Yeah. Yes. My daughter was born in Russia. She
me.
has the Russian citizen. My second son was born in Mongolia. He
Mm-hmm.
has Mongolian citizen. Yeah. So we are I don't know how to say it. We are like a different countries in the house.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't speak the languages either. They don't speak those. Of course, they forgot them. Now they are focusing on Spanish. They are learning to speak
Yeah.
Spanish, and
Yeah,
I too am learning to speak. Yeah.
yeah, and this is important point too, because now you decide Chile, right?
Mm.
But why are you living in Chile and why Latin America?
Why? This is a question that everybody asks. So, yesterday my daughter asked me this question, Mommy, why are we living in Chile?
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting question. So that will make me answer the question, why were you moving from different countries? Yes, we were working with United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. United Nations. I don't know if you know United Nations. They call it UNO also. UNO?
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 Uh-huh.
Uh, Estadio Nacional, United Nations.
Uh-huh.
A non-government organization.
Okay.
So okay, so we were working with them as the teacher, I and my husband. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and United Nations is all about different countries
Okay.
put together in one body. Okay, so
Okay.
we were the teachers. They were taking us to different countries. Initially, we were volunteering.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was in Russia, my husband was sent to Chile here.
Okay.
My husband was sent to Chile to teach. Then I told him, then my baby was still like a month old. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, no, I don't want you to go. Chile is so far. It's like the end of the world, the
Mm-hmm.
end of the earth. Don't go, please. Let's stay in Russia. And he was like, I have to go. Still works with the United Nations and he has to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he left, he came to Chile, and I was left behind in Russia with the kids, with
Mm-hmm.
my children. Then after some years, I think 3 years, 3 and some months, yeah, they sent me back to Chile to be with my husband. That was
Okay.
how we came here. Before we came to Chile, I never planned to come to Chile. I never, ever planned to come to Chile because I was like, this is another country where we'll come again and we'll start learning language again. I'm tired of learning new languages. Okay. I was tired of learning new languages. But my husband said, let's go. Let's go. It's an opportunity to learn another culture. It's an opportunity to meet other people, to learn about these people. And yes. So when we came, my husband was working with the Ministry of Education
Mm-hmm.
with United Nations here. He was teaching in college. And I came and I joined him also. Yeah. And I came during the protest, during the unrest in the country. There was a crisis then in October. That was when I came to
Yes.
join my husband. So since then, yeah, I've been living here in Chile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What was an opportunity? You say
hmm
was the job, was the moment, was the
yeah,
opportunity. My husband say
hmm
maybe and try.
maybe, yeah. And when I came, I loved the country, even though when I came, there
Mm-hmm.
was a social crisis then. Okay,
Yes.
even though they were burning the country, they were destroying the country.
Mm-hmm.
I came and I loved the country. The parts of Chile that we went, that we visited, oh, it was amazing. So I was like, why don't we live here? After the whole protest was pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It was pandemic, yes. So after the whole protest, we were still in Santiago. We were like, okay, should we? I was thinking, should I leave or should I stay? Should I
Okay.
leave or should I stay? I wasn't. It wasn't clear. The pandemic thing wasn't clear to me. I was scared. I was like, maybe I should go back to my country. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I should go back. And until everything, my husband said, no, we can calm down and see how it goes before we decide to make the next move. But yes, I really love the country. Yeah, I like the country. Yeah,
It's amazing to hear
yeah.
that because in my case, well, I'm from South America, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to move to Chile
Mm-hmm.
was because Chile is near of Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
I can visit my family, but she
Mhm.
was not in my list. If you have
Mhm.
no, was not in the list. But okay, I go to Chile and now I'm here and I feel good. I'm working. I have
Mhm.
friends. I have my work. I have my business. So I think
Mhm.
that is a good country. It's an opportunity.
Mhm.
It's a place that have an opportunity, economic,
Yeah.
and yeah, we can stay here and we can grow.
Yeah. Exactly. That was what he said. We can grow here. No need to move to other countries. We can relax,
Mm-hmm.
start our lives. My husband left United Nations and
Uh-huh.
started his own business. And yes, we are all here having we are at peace with ourselves. We are at peace with the country. We have all the necessary things that is required to live in a country, and yeah, we are okay.
Yeah, and this is the most interesting. And the pandemic. You mentioned the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, and
Mm,
this is good to mention because
mm,
I think that we are different people about
mm-hmm,
after
mm.
after the pandemic
The,
because I think that
yeah,
yeah, we understand better what is the most important. The values are the
the
most
values changed after
important.
the pandemic. The things, the way we see things, the way we see life, the way we reason things changed after the pandemic. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, we are speaking, having many comments about many
Mm-hmm,
things, but this particular episode was about English and how
mm-hmm,
English can change or can
mm,
have a better life, right?
mm,
For me, English is not to satisfy a requirement to have a better job. For
mm,
me, it's more than hobby, it's a opportunity,
mm.
is growth. So what are the recommendations for people to start to speak, to start to read, to learn English? Because you have a lot of experience, right? And
Wow.
many people around the world.
Mm, wow. Good question again. Yes. So, for you to learn a language, be it English, be it any language,
Mm-hmm.
you must have love for the language. Yes, you must have love for the language. Now, let's take as example, if you are forced to speak English because of your job,
Mm-hmm.
if you are asked, you must learn to speak English because of a job. You don't have the zeal, you don't have the love of that language. It will take you a long time to learn the language.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, first of all, for you to learn the language, you must develop love for the language. Mm? You must make it a hobby, like you said, a hobby. Mm? You must make it your hobby,
Mm-hmm.
develop love for it. Then you start practicing. And how do you practice the English? You have to expose yourself to a lot of English.
Mm-hmm.
Expose yourself. You listen to songs in English, you read books in English, you hear podcasts like this in English, okay? And watch movies in English. It might be difficult starting. Everything is difficult. I remember I am an example because I am also learning Spanish. So I know how difficult it is to learn Spanish. So I can imagine how difficult it would be for the Spanish people to learn in English, to learn English. So yes, it is, you have to have a passion for the language.
Mm-hmm.
Some people learn English because their job needs English. Some
Mm-hmm.
people learn English because they want to travel. Some
Mm-hmm.
people learn English to have a daily conversation.
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal of learning this English? What is your goal of it? You must set a goal for yourself. What is the aim of you learning this English? Set your goal. Then work towards that goal. Are you learning English for your job? What are the kind of things you do at job? Start learning the vocabulary for that job. Okay? Start watching videos on that in English. Okay? With that, it will expose you. It will give you a different options. Okay? expose you to different languages or to different vocabulary. A student told me that he was driving a car and
Mm-hmm.
he saw something that they wrote on a car, like a truck,
Mm-hmm.
a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he was thinking, what is a truck?
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he was driving and he saw the truck, either a truck or lorry or something, and
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't translate what it because he was driving. So he
Yeah.
was like trying to reason what could that mean. He tried to link it to something. To probably it has to do with the road, or probably it has to do with the size of the vehicle. Probably
Mm-hmm.
it has to do with something. So on his own, without using the translator, he understood what a truck could mean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, in language, when you hear a new word, in English, when you hear a new word, you try to link what is this word talking about? You try to like find a connection with your language, with the Spanish. What is the connection of this word I just heard to Spanish? Try to learn, try to match them together, try to connect them, and yes, you will find the meaning. You can also read more books. You can watch movies in English. Then practice. Practice with the speakers. Practice with native speakers. Practice. Of course, practicing make when you keep practicing, you perfect in it. Practice makes you perfect. Yes. So I encourage everyone who wants to learn to first of all have love for the language.
Mm-hmm.
If you are forced to do it, you will not like it. I have a student, a young girl, a girl of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a girl of 10 years. Okay, and she speaks good. She speaks not perfectly good, fairly good.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents don't speak nothing in English, but
Okay.
she speaks. So I was asking her, so how did you learn how to speak? She's 10 years old,
Yeah.
10, and
Mm-hmm.
she said, I play video game. And she plays with people in America. A 10 years old girl. She plays with people in America and they all speak English. And she's like, initially it was difficult. What are they saying? What are they? I can't understand. But she was speaking in Spanish and they were speaking in English. And, with that, as time goes on, she started picking what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
She started understanding what they were saying. She's just 10 years old and she
Yeah.
speaks English. So it has to do with love,
Mm-hmm.
and expose yourself to have a target, have an aim. What is your aim? Am I learning this language for my job? Then you work towards it. Am I learning it for travel? For traveling, you learn the basic ones. Okay, the basic. But I believe everybody should be able to learn English for speaking, for speaking sake, not just for job or travels or no. Learn English to know how to communicate with other people. Most jobs right now, most companies right now, they require people with at least a little level of English. Yeah, they require people with a little level of English. So yes, people need to practice English.
Yeah. Sheila, this is a gift that you say. This is not only an opinion. You have to know that a gift because I connect
Mm,
internally why I started to learn English and why I'm doing this. And for me, the most important was connection with people. You know,
mm-hmm,
I needed to connect with you because you are working in
mm-hmm.
Nigeria or you are working in South Korea,
Yeah.
in Russia, and I don't know that language. So I
Mm.
need to connect with you person, and
Exactly.
person is
Mm,
English. So
mm,
if you are watching or listening this is not an opinion. This is a gift. And yes, because love
mm,
that practice
mm,
practice exposure yourself because this is like this is life. If you
Mm,
know something but you
mm,
don't practice and you
mm,
don't know, it's like you don't
mm.
know. You don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you expose yourself to this, okay. I remember when we came to Chile,
know. Mm-hmm.
then the Spanish word was like, it was like hitting my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't know no word in Spanish. I didn't know anything in Spanish. But somebody told me you need to leave your television in Spanish all the time. You need to let your ears adjust to the sound of this language. That is how it is in English.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You need to expose yourself to it. Yes, expose yourself to it. Tell yourself, I can learn this language. I can learn this language. It's difficult, yes, but it's easy. People are learning it, I will learn it. Yes.
Yeah, and set a goal. This is a very
Mm,
important. Set a goal.
exactly.
Please
Hmm.
don't say, I need English because my job, or I want
No.
to have a better job. No,
Mm,
no. Be
mm.
clear. Be clear with your goal.
Yeah. Some people will come, like I always discuss with my husband. Oh, Sheila, I want to learn English because I want to get a new job.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to learn English in 2 months to get a new job. Is it possible? It's not possible to learn English in 2 months.
Mm,
Yes, you can learn some basic words in two
yeah.
months, but you can't speak fluently in 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't speak fluently. You may get some basic words, some basic vocabulary for that job or for that interview, but speaking,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not possible. It's consistent practicing. You keep practicing it. You keep practicing it. For you, your English is not perfect. You are not where you want to be in
Mm-hmm.
English, but you are not where you were. You are not where you used to be in the past. Okay, it is constant practicing. You keep practicing step by step, right? Step by step, you will achieve your goal. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the moment to share the contacts that
Mm,
you can text to Sheila in
yeah.
LinkedIn profile. You can
Mhm,
follow like Dumebi Sheila, okay,
mhm,
or in Instagram with at Dumebi underscore Sheila. Okay,
mm,
so Sheila is teacher, as I told you, in Vision English, but she
yeah.
has to pay class too, and you can text
Yeah.
and you can learn an example because I work with Sheila too.
Yeah.
This is an example of how you can broaden your horizons, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
Good.
it has been really pleasant conversation.
It has
Amazing.
been.
It has been amazing conversation with you.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sheila, for
Thank
your
you,
time.
Yoli. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so guys or people that watching or
Mhm.
listening, please share this episode to your family and coworkers. We never know who may be in need to this more information. So I would like to repeat the invitation to join us on YouTube every month, right? Or you can have this audio available on my podcast Paz Interior, Éxito Exterior on Spotify. So thank you a lot, Sheila, again for
Thank you so
your
much.
time. And thank you all people. Bye
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Bye.
bye.
Bye.